What is going on, everybody? I am Rob Westerman III of GBP Daily, and thank you for tuning in to the Rob Westerman Show. You can find me all over social media at GBP Daily, and if you are not already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate that. It is Thursday, December 5th, a game day Thursday. Happy game day, everybody. We've got ourselves a good one tonight. Ford Field, the 11-1 Detroit Lions. We are 2 games behind these guys in the NFC North. They've been the best team, in my opinion, in football for the majority of the season. Some people have Jared Goff in their MVP conversation, not me. And we've got a chance to go into their house and take them down. So for the Packers, big news coming out of yesterday. Jaire Alexander is out. Romeo Doubs is out. Edgerrin Cooper is out. Corey Ballentine is out. For the Lions, they're missing some key guys as well to add on to their already long IR list. Tackle Taylor Decker is out. Defensive lineman Levi Onwuzurike is out. Defensive lineman Josh Paschal is out. And another defensive lineman, DJ Reader, is also out. Back to Jaire. He was practicing all week up until yesterday when he was listed as a non-participant. He's dealing with that PCL injury. And turns out, as I assumed, will not be going in this game tonight. Romeo Doubs, battling that concussion, also not going. Although he did practice all week, he clearly did not pass through the concussion protocol. This one I'm a little surprised by, but hopefully he'll be good to go for next weekend. Edgerrin Cooper, who injured his hamstring in practice last week, will miss his second game, and Corey Ballentine, who suffered a knee injury on the opening kickoff against the Dolphins, will not be going. So a lot of injuries. Both teams are banged up. But we've got the guys to get the job done tonight, and it's there for the taking. So let's hop in the chat, shall we? The moment you've all been waiting for, the Nicolet Law hotline is now live. Give me a call. Join the show. You got a Packers question. You got a Packers comment. Number is on the screen, 319-242-2332. I would love to hear from you. Taking your calls now on the Nicolet Law hotline. My man Phil in the house as usual. Hope you're having a good morning, Phil. Morning, Rob. Happy game day. How many end arounds are we running tonight? Keep those penalties at a minimum. Let's go. Hopefully not a ton of end arounds. I know Jaden Reed had a good one last week, but I like to push the ball down the field, and I know Jordan does too. If the opportunity presents itself, sure, hand the ball off to Jaden Reed or Christian Watson or even Bo Melton on those end arounds. He's been pretty solid at those. But let's push the ball down the field. I think we can pass against these guys. And I think Jordan will have plenty of time in the pocket, considering their defensive line injuries. So I'll go with one time, Phil. One time we'll run an end around to Christian Watson. That's what I'm thinking. So, yep, got to keep those penalties down for sure, especially the offsides, the neutral zone penalties. Those are the Packers have the most, I think, with both of those in the league. So hopefully it's something they got taken care of this past week. So, Phil, thanks for hopping in the chat. Have yourself a great game day Thursday. Hopefully you don't have to work tonight during the game. But, yeah. Phil, thanks for the Jaire jinx yesterday. Well, I said all week that I didn't think he was playing. So is that a jinx? I don't know. Did I tell you I hope he was playing? I can't even remember. Let me know, Phil. Trevor, Jaire, man, what's the deal? I can't remember the last time he even was healthy for a Lions game. It's tough, Trevor. For our division games this year, he was inactive against the Vikings in week 4, inactive against the Lions right before the bye. He was active for the Chicago game right after the bye, only played 10 snaps before leaving with his PCL injury, and will now be inactive again for tonight's game against the Lions. So I didn't think he'd play this week. even with the fact that he was practicing early on. With what happened against Chicago where he tried to play and then couldn't, they're going to make sure that he is as close to 100% as he possibly can be before getting him back out there for the final stretch run heading into the postseason. It is frustrating to see, but I know that nobody is more frustrated than Jair himself. It's not like he's not wanting to play. We all know that. He's just hurt, and unfortunately, in this game, nobody can prevent injuries, and they are unfortunately a big part of football. So, shout out to Zach Jacobson for this one. After tonight, Jair Alexander will have missed 16 of the last 30 regular season games and 30 of the last 64 games, either due to injury or suspension. So just a tough go at it for Jair over the last 64 games. So hopefully he can kind of rewrite the script, on the latter half of his career here, because the last few years, have been pretty injury riddled. And I know he wants nothing more than to be out there. So hopefully that can be the case moving forward after this PCL heals up. Thank you, Trevor. Have yourself a great game day Thursday. What else we got? Jake, I feel like he's wanting out. Is that a reach? I've seen nothing. I've seen nothing to indicate that. He's missed a ton of games, so I understand where the question's coming from. But, I've seen nothing that would indicate that. It's not like he's wanting to miss games, or at least showing that. The suspension after going out there during the coin toss, that was a little, above the team type of action, but I feel like that suspension and everything around that situation was resolved as pretty much cleanly and smoothly as possible. But I don't personally feel that way, but with how many games he's missed, I understand where you're coming from with that one, Jake. Jake, thank you for hopping in the chat, my man. Have yourself a great game day Thursday. After Razul, I can't take another heartbreak. Razul was a tough one. Goody did get a third for him in a spot where, man, we were looking pretty rough at the time of trading him. Goody did say that he wasn't shopping Razul by any means, that the Bills just came in and offered a third, and I guess it was too good to pass up. So losing Razul, though, was tough. Yeah, he was a beast for us. And a good find. End up finding him off a practice squad, flipping him for a third-round draft pick. Not too shabby. So thank you, Jake. Have yourself a great game day, my man. Thanks for hopping in the chat. Bryce, who needs to have a big game tonight? I'm going to go with Quay Walker. He's been on fire, to say the least, these last two games. And with Edgerrin Cooper out, again this week, it'll be Isaiah McDuffie, who had himself a great game last week, 10 tackles, a forced fumble, and Eric Wilson next to him with Gibbs and Montgomery in the Lions' backfield. Quay is going to have to be on his A game to track those guys down. So Xavier McKinney, after last week's game, had some big praise for Quay, talking about how he thinks he's the best linebacker in the game. Now, I'm not saying I agree or that's accurate right now, but you can see the talent that Quay does have. He's just got to keep putting it all together like he has over these last two games. So I'm going to go with Quay Walker for someone who needs to have a big game tonight. I think he will. Hopefully he can continue the way he's been playing these last 2 weeks. So big Quay Walker game coming tonight. I'm looking forward to it. So thank you, Bryce. Have yourself a great game day. D-Rook over on Instagram. Huge day for Love today. I'm hoping so. I think we could pass it against these guys. Their defensive line injury, I think we'll have a clean pocket. And yeah, big day for Jordan incoming. We need one of those 350-yard games, 3-4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Would love to see that tonight for sure. Go Pack, go! Am I right? My man Noah's in the chat. That's right. When is Musgrave coming back? I'm not sure. That's a great question. It's a great question. when he does come back, with the way Tucker Kraft's been playing, man, plug Musgrave in instead of Ben Sims. Ben Sims has been doing, what he's been asked to do, but Musgrave is just on another level, especially in the receiving or especially in the passing game. Hopefully he'll be back towards the end of the year, if not during the playoffs. That'd be a big plug-in for the offense for sure. Thank you, Noah. Have yourself a great game day. Armin, no Jair is rough. St. Brown and Williams are about to have a field day. Whoa there, Armin. Slow down, my man. You're not wrong on the Jair part. I will say, thanks to Xavier McKinney, we have been able to prevent big plays from happening for the majority of this season. But and that is what you worry about with Jameson Williams. As for St. Brown, he always seems to get his against us and pretty much any team. He's just really good. So hopefully our defensive line, like I talked about earlier, can get after it tonight to prevent Jared Goff from having all day to pick us apart. Because if they don't get after him, it's going to be a long night. Because Jared can sit back there and just pick his way down the field. He's accurate. He's got playmakers. But I am expecting a big night from our big boys up front. Rashawn Gary specifically, he tends to play well against the Lions. In the last 8 games against Detroit, he's got 6 sacks, 11 quarterback hits, and 3 tackles for a loss. So let's continue that tonight, right? I'm looking forward to seeing Rashawn out there, hopefully continuing to play well. All right, guys. Time for the fact of the day. That's a good one. Kind of a funny one. I know you guys are going to like it.
It's time for your Green Bay Packers fact of the day. Brought to you by TickPick. TickPick guarantees to have the lowest prices on Packers tickets. If you find cheaper tickets elsewhere, TickPick will give you 110% of your money back. If you want $20 off your next ticket order, use code Packers20 at checkout. That's Packers20. This promo code can only be used in the app, so make sure to download the TickPick app today.
All right, a fun one today. I saw a post that kind of went viral yesterday talking about Justin Jefferson's career stats being better than all of the Packers wide receivers combined, but that is not the case in this instance. Romeo Doubs, in his playoff career, has 10 catches, 234 yards, and 1 touchdown in his 2 career playoff games. Meanwhile, Justin Jefferson in his playoff career has 7 catches for 47 yards and 0 touchdowns. So although JJ might have the better overall stats, he might be the best receiver in the NFL, Romeo wipes the table when it comes to playoff stats, which is ultimately what really matters, right? How you perform in the playoffs, biggest games. This one is more tongue-in-cheek, of course, but still a fact at the end of the day, right? Shout out to Romeo for balling out last year against the Cowboys, and the 49ers had a pretty solid game against San Fran as well. Shout out to TickPick for partnering up with myself. Used them for the Packers-Cardinals game back in October. Used them for the Packers-Dolphins game last Thursday night. They put their money where their mouth is. They guarantee the cheapest Packers tickets on the market. Download the TickPick app. Use the code Packers20 for $20 off the already cheapest tickets on the market. Good for home and away games for Packers. So what else we got? My man Dave's in the chat. Good morning from San Diego. Good morning, Dave. Hope you're having a great game day Thursday. Mason, prediction for tonight. Always love me some predictions. If you're an everydayer, you'll know that I'm pretty biased, somewhat of a homer, and I guess you could say optimistic. I'm going to go Packers 33, Lions 26. I feel pretty good about this game tonight. I think Josh Jacobs will carry the load like he has many times this season. Jordan's been playing much better since becoming close or as close to 100% healthy as he can be. And when you take into consideration the amount of injuries that the Lions have, the Packers have a good chance to get after Jared Goff tonight and hopefully force a few turnovers. So Packers 33, Lions 26. Book it. Thank you, Mason. Appreciate you. My man Durant in the chat. X is getting a pick tonight. I agree with that one. Is anyone else getting a pick tonight? I think X will get a pick, and I think Quay Walker is going to finally haul one in. He had one bounce off his hands the other night, and I think X and both Quay Walker are getting a pick tonight. The turnover, sacks, pressure, run the football. Absolutely, Durant. My man Dave, packed by 2. O-line needs a game tonight. Absolutely. Got to get that run game going off early and often. So I'm with you, Dave. Packed by 2, hey, I'll take it. It's a win. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for me today as far as the show goes. But as you know, the content never stops. I'm always posting anything Packers related all day long. So please follow me at GBP Daily on every social platform. And if you are not already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel at GBP Daily as well. I would greatly appreciate that. I will be back and at it tonight before the game. So I look forward to seeing you all then. And until then, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you.